Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I want to thank you so very much for stopping on this post. Tonight, I want to talk to you briefly on the subject matter no justice, no peace. Now, we've often heard that expression. We've heard people with posters, with signs, and demonstrations, and riots, and other forms of protests. And they're actually saying to others who, as far as they can see, offends them and cause them problems. And they're saying these problems must go, or until they do, we're not going to have any peace around here. And that's the major focus that we really get when we talk about no justice, no peace. But unbeknownst to many of us, there's another reality that's taking place when we say no justice, no peace, and it's at the spiritual level. This is where a command has been given from the author of life itself that commands that if there is to be peace, there must be justice. And in this form, we're talking about inner peace. We're talking about that form that gives you tranquility, that allows you to make the same steps in your spiritual life that represents truly that outer life. You see, when you see people angry with one another, hating one another, bigots, etc., some have, some don't. This is an expression of people who have no peace within themselves. And so all of these things that takes place outside, it's because they are not listening to the proper source of life itself. They're listening perhaps to, let's say, a man, or they're listening to a woman, or they're listening to a government, or they're listening to some preacher, somebody that they see, somebody that they can blame. You know, they want somebody to blame. They want someone to give them something rather than trying to connect with a reality or truth that explains life itself and gives them the agility to want to get up and do it. And see, that's just the lack of information. Like, without information, you're never going to get that kind of understanding unless it is revealed to you. And to many people, I must say, revelation has come. And with that revelation, people have gone forward and given voice. But it takes more than voice, especially when a revelation is given. It got to follow with some walking. In other words, talking and walking. And that's your greatest evidence that you have heard and you are sticking to what you heard and you're giving it representation. I'm basically saying, ladies and gentlemen, when you see people, as a few days ago, maybe a week ago, here in January 2021, you got these, what we call insurgents taking place at the nation's capital. You see these guys climbing the wall, and they were reciting expressions of hate that I haven't heard in a long time, but they meant it. They meant it, and most people say they were following the dictates of lies. And for the most part, I'd have to agree. I watch that voice vocalize lies and lies and lies and over and over and over again, and I see how easily people were misled, and they were misled to something that really didn't answer the problems, just created another problem, a bigger problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm talking about that inner spirit, I'm talking about a power that you really can't see. This is when you are really wise to know that all existence comes from other than human beings. It might be an alien. We don't know what it is, but we know we haven't seen it. But the evidence of it is here. And if we accept that and allow that power that we cannot see, we give our allegiance to that power. In other words, now we don't have to listen to people who disagree with us and make us feel bad or try to have control and power over us, unless it works in a way that benefits us. Nothing that hurt us now. We ain't going for that. And as we do that as an individual, as we allow that spirit, what is basically happening is we are changing ourselves because we're bettering ourselves. Somebody said, making America, bringing America back better, you know. And you know, that's not a terrible thing. Or we can allow hate to destroy America. But we must understand that all of the ugliness, when we talk about no justice, no peace, yes, we have been referring to tearing up buildings and burning buildings because we can't have the comfort of our homes, our transportation, and the things in life that we like. We're not satisfied. So, no justice, no peace. But you can have $1 million. And if you haven't been doing the things that's proper, like treating people right, you're going to be afraid. You'll always be at odds with somebody. You're always going to think somebody trying to take something from you, trying to steal something from you. Your conscience is messing with you. And you ain't got no peace. And you can't act right outside to treat people right outside because you ain't changed. You had to change inside and say, I got to give this up. I got to start doing those kind of things that give me comfort and peace. And then I tell you, you begin to truly live. I'm not going to talk any longer than that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm at my nephew's house, and I just want to take a moment and try to put these words together for you because it was meaning so much to me. It's been on my mind all day, and I didn't want to go to bed tonight without saying these wonderful things, sharing them with you. I want to thank you once again for giving me this your time, and this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.